everyone, and welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Kim.
And I'm hungry.
What do you want to eat?
Oh, it's been a really long morning here at Live Interactive English, and I feel like a snack. You know what I feel like?
What?
A sandwich.
A sandwich?
I'm gonna make a great sandwich for lunch.
What kind of bread? Rye bread, wheat bread, sourdough bread?
Ooh, oh, wow,
Hamburger
slow
bun.
down. Ooh, hamburger bun. Ooh, pumpernickel.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Black bread.
What's black bread?
Well, it's kind of like pumpernickel, but it's like a heavy German bread. You
Is
don't
it-
get it here very much.
Is it black?
It's black.
It's literally black.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like those black hamburger buns at McDonald's.
Right, exactly. Sometimes you can get it at the German bakeries, and if you go late in the day, you might get a discount.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you know that? Because a lot of times they have to throw away all the bread.
Oh, that's not good. They might be
Yeah.
wasting it.
Exactly. So if you go to the bakery after like 6 p.m., sometimes later in the evening, you will sometimes get a good discount. They'll sell you the bread so it doesn't end up in the garbage.
Oh, that's a good way to get rid of food waste.
It is, but it doesn't help me now
No.
because it's lunchtime and that's much later and I'm still hungry.
Let's go get a sandwich.
All right, we'll get a sandwich. And we're going to be talking about bread and how not to waste bread, or how certain people are using bread that could be wasted and turning it into other wonderful things. Over 1 billion tons of food is wasted each year. This wasted food is enough to feed the 842 million people who go hungry around the world, and it also carries a huge environmental cost. In response, people are developing ways to reduce the amount of food that we throw away, including one of the most wasted products, bread. All right, so yes, food waste, we can all agree, is a bad thing.
A very bad thing.
Bread is a good thing.
A very good thing.
Sandwiches are an even better thing.
A very yummy thing.
That's right. So how can we turn old bread into good, yummy things? Well, let's look in our article, Baking and Brewing to Fight Food Waste. Not just new bread, but new beer?
That sounds good to me.
I think that's what we will be brewing, but the only way to find out is to read the article.
Well, let's see. It says, over 1 billion tons of food is wasted each year. This wasted food is enough to feed the 842 million people who go hungry around the world. And it also carries a huge environmental cost.
Wow,
Ooh.
that's a lot of wasted food.
It is.
How many tons was that again?
A lot.
A lot, okay. And because it's a ton, we know it's a lot. Because a ton is a measurement of weight. All right, when we talk about really heavy things, that's when we will go to something like a ton, because even 1 ton is a really heavy thing. Now, I hate this word because it's kind of hard to figure out what exactly a ton is. As I'll explain, in America, a ton is 2,000 pounds. All right, that's a big, heavy weight. Okay, but in the UK, in Britain, a ton is 2,240 pounds. So it's a little bit heavier in Britain. It's just the number that they use is a little different. And then, of course, you might be reading and it will talk about a metric ton, and that would be 1,000 kilograms, something a little more familiar to us maybe, which works out to 2,204 pounds. So all the weights are a little bit different. It kind of depends on what part of the world we're talking about, what country is using this, but basically a ton is really heavy. To give you an example of something that is really heavy, a blue whale weighs around 220 tons.
That is a huge animal.
That is a very, very large and heavy animal. I think a bus is around like 2 tons.
Yeah, and I think a
2 or
blue
3
whale is the
tons.
largest animal on Earth,
It
is it not?
definitely is, and probably the heaviest too.
I
think
think so.
that's a good guess. All right, so if we're throwing away hundreds or thousands of tons of food, that is, of course, a huge amount of wasted food. So, as we get back to the article, we read, in response, or to answer this, or to try to fight against this waste, In response, people are developing ways to reduce the amount of food that we throw away, including one of the most wasted products, bread.
I didn't know bread is one of the most wasted food products.
I guess bakeries make a lot of it, and think about it, if you don't eat bread for like a day or two, it gets dried out and nobody wants to eat it.
It gets hard.
That's right. So once it's made, if people don't buy it and eat it, it quickly becomes waste.
Yes, well, a response is like an answer to something. Someone asks you a question, you answer back, that's your response. For example, Lucy's response to being ignored was to try even harder. So someone ignores her, so she tries even harder to get their attention.
That's right. And we can also use this word when we talk about things we're doing to try to sort of fight back against something else. Like, for example, with global warming becoming a bigger problem, in response, a lot of car companies are now making electric cars, right, to reduce the amount of pollution. And yeah, reduce is a verb that basically means to go down. We often use this when we're talking about a number that's going from a higher number down to a lower number, or an amount that is a big amount going down to a smaller amount. If you spend a lot of money, you will be reducing the amount of money that you have. Or, you know, we could talk about in the winter, the temperatures will reduce from the warmer temperatures of the summer. They will go from a higher amount down to a lower amount. Another time we reduce things is when a store is talking about prices. For example, the price of the sweater was reduced from $20 to $10. Anytime a store says sale, they're saying come in and buy things because we have reduced the price.
Not a bad deal, 50% off.
That would be a pretty good deal.
Right.
I would buy that product.
Well, this product that we're talking about is bread and food waste. What is a product? It is something a company makes to sell to you. This is a very general word. This can be anything from bread to smartphones to cars. It's just anything that is made to be sold to the public. For example, the company has a new line of health products. These are things like vitamins, maybe workout gear, things that are supposed to help you become healthy.
Cream to keep my skin nice in the sun.
Oh, you don't need that. You're fine.
Thank you very much. All right, let's take a break, and then we will be coming back to find ways that they're trying to reduce the amount of wasted bread.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。目前全球食物浪费的问题相当严重，那我们这2天要来看看过期面包可以怎么运用来减少食物浪费。那课文一开始就写到说，每年有超过10亿吨的食物被浪费掉，那这样的食物量足以喂饱8亿多的饥饿人口，但是都被浪费掉了，然后还造成巨大的环境代价。于是人们呢就试图要发展出应对方法来减少丢弃的食物量。那这就包含其中一项最常被浪费的产品，也就是面包。好，我们来看4个单字 ，ton。ton 它表示吨、公吨，那它是用来测量重量的单位。这时候 Mike 老师他就用到 measurement 这个字，就是在 measure 后面加上 ment， 合在一起变名词 measurement， 就是测量或是测量结果。那老师刚刚也特别提醒我们，在美国1吨相当于2000磅。在英国呢，1吨相当于2240磅。那至于我们以前数学课学到1公吨等于1000公斤，这个公吨的英文则是 metric ton。metric 就是形容公制的，所以 metric ton 它就是一个公制单位咯。下一个单字 response 它表示回应、反应。reduce 表示减少、降低。那么 product 则是指产品。那我们接着回到课文中。
In France, around 165,000 tons of bread is thrown out each year. Bread is a big part of French meals, and it has a short shelf life. As a result, bakeries often have a lot of bread to throw away. 6 years ago, Franck Wallet thought up a solution. He created the crumbler, a machine that grinds day-old bread into fine crumbs, which can be used in place of flour. More than 100 bakeries have begun using the machine. The resulting bread is darker than the white French bread that most customers are used to. In addition, bread that is made with the crumbler's crumbs lasts longer than bread that is made with regular flour. All right, so wasted bread, day-old, 2-day-old bread. Yeah, nobody wants to buy it, even if you have it at home. If it's kind of old, you might toast it, right?
Yes.
Give it a little.
You can make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Warm and crispy, but it's not soft, it's not fresh, so it often ends up being thrown out, ending up in the garbage. So what do people do about this? Well, let's learn about France. Famous for its bread. People there probably eat bread almost every day. So in France, around 165,000 tons of bread is thrown out each year. And of course, we know a ton is a lot. So 165,000 times 2,000 pounds, that's a lot of wasted bread. And that is each year that bread in France ends up in the garbage. Bread is a big part of French meals, and it has a short shelf life. Yeah, when we talk about bread getting old or going stale, that great word that you used, we're talking about it becoming kind of hard and dried out. It's not very good. It has a short shelf life. Literally, if you put it on the shelf or keep it in your kitchen, it won't be good for very long.
Nope.
Yeah, so as a result, bakeries often have a lot of bread to throw away. I guess at the end of the day, they probably have to throw most of that stuff in the garbage.
What else can you do with it if nobody will buy it?
I mean, if it's a cake, you might be able to keep it, but your average piece of bread or loaf of bread, it's not going to be good tomorrow.
Nobody's interested in it.
Yeah, no.
Well, 6 years ago, Frank Wallet thought up a solution.
I think that's Frank Wallet.
Frank Wallet
thought
up a solution. My apologies to Frank.
Sorry, Frank.
He created the crumbler, a machine that grinds day-old bread into fine crumbs, which can be used in place of flour. Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, that is a good idea, absolutely. But wait, he's turning bread that's made from flour back into flour.
The circle of life.
That's kind of interesting because, yeah, flour is what you use to make bread. Basically, you take wheat, that grain, that grass that farmers grow, you take the little bits of it and then you grind it up, you crush it up until it becomes a very fine powder. This powder we call flour. Yes, it does sound like a beautiful flower, like you smell a flower or give someone flowers. The spelling is different, but the pronunciation is the same. But this type of flour, and there are many types of flour, we use that. You mix it with some water, with some salt, that's about it, and then you can make bread. For example, if you want to make a cake, you will need flour, and then you also need sugar and eggs and some other stuff
salt
like that.
And a lot of other things, but flour is a basic ingredient.
Very basic for anything that we make bread, that we make into bread.
Well, more than 100 bakeries have begun using the machine, this crumbler. The resulting bread is darker than the white French bread that most customers are used to.
Okay.
In addition, bread that is made with the crumbler's crumbs lasts longer than bread that is made with regular flour.
Really? So it has a longer shelf life?
Yeah, you can have it in your kitchen for maybe 5 days or a week, as opposed to bread is usually only 3 days before it starts to go bad.
That's
right. Interesting.
That is very cool. And because flour is normally very white, this stuff will be a little more golden, you know, the color of bread. I guess that explains why.
It's already been processed, so it's more bready than floury.
The bread looks darker, but it might taste the same. And hey, if it has a longer shelf life or takes longer to go stale, sounds like a good thing.
That sounds like a good deal.
Interesting. All right, well, that's it for today, but we'll have much more about great uses of old bread in tomorrow's article. So please come back and join us for that. Until then, bon appetit.
好，当面包有一点变硬了，不新鲜了，这时候该怎么办呢？你是会把它丢掉，还是拿去烤一烤，还是说呢拿去做烤起司三明治呢？老师们刚刚用到 stale 这个字，可以学起来哦 ，S-T-A-L-E。stale 可以用来形容这个食物它是不新鲜的、走味的，尤其是像面包，它可能过了2-3天变成不太新鲜的状态，你就可以用 stale 来描述哦。还有 grill，G-R-I-L-L，grill 它是表达烧烤。 烤通常是指说用烤肉架烧烤，那它的过去分词 grilled 就可以形容是烤的，所以 grilled cheese sandwich 就是烤 cheese 三明治，好想吃哦。好，那么课文写到说，在法国呢，每年大约丢掉16.5万吨的面包，那面包的保存期限短，所以面包店往往就会丢掉很多面包。那么在6年前，有一位先生叫做法兰克瓦勒，他想出一个解决方法，他发明了一台叫做 The Crumbler 的机器。这个机器可以把隔夜面包磨成碎屑，然后用来代替面粉。好，那么现在呢，就有超过100家面包店已经开始在用这个机器喽。好，单字 flour 表示面粉。然后课文他最后就写到说，这种方式做出来的面包比大多数客人习惯的白色法国面包更深。除此之外呢，由碎屑机的碎屑制作的面包比用一般面粉制作的面包保存得更久。这个部分这段落就出现了5个文法重点咯。那我们就进入文法时间。Hello， 大家好，我是文法界的女神 Fashion Fanny。Hanny 她跑去买不知道她买什么，不管它不重要。我们来看第一个重点是 be darker than 什么什么，就是比什么更深，这是比较用法。像我们可以说 Her hair is darker than mine， 她的发色比我的发色还要深。那么第二重点是我们课文里面有写到。The white French bread that most customers are used to that 在这边呢，它就是引导关系子句来说是前面的先行词 the white French bread。好，那么关系代名词也可以用 which 替换哦。举例来说 ，The book that you lent me yesterday is interesting， 也可以说 The book which you lent me yesterday is interesting。你昨天借我那本书好有趣哦。第三个重点是 be used to 加上名词或动名词，它表示习惯某事物，熟悉了什么什么。举例来说 ，He's used to taking a shower in the morning。他习惯早上冲澡。第四个重点是副词片语 in addition， 它表示此外，除此之外。那么举例来说 ，The show was fantastic. In addition, the tickets didn't cost much. 那场表演好精彩哦。除此之外啊，门票也不贵哦。第5个重点是 be made with something， 它是表达说用什么来做成的，常常用来指我们食物的原料哦。举例来说 ，The cake is made with layers of cream and berries。这个蛋糕是由好几层的鲜奶油和莓果制成，哦，好好吃哦！我想要先去吃咯，那我就先去买蛋糕咯，拜拜。
Over 1 billion tons of food is wasted each year. This wasted food is enough to feed the 842 million people who go hungry around the world, and it also carries a huge environmental cost. In response, people are developing ways to reduce the amount of food that we throw away, including one of the most wasted products, bread. In France, around 165,000 tons of bread is thrown out each year. Bread is a big part of French meals, and it has a short shelf life. As a result, bakeries often have a lot of bread to throw away. 6 years ago, Franck Wallet thought up a solution. He created the Crumbler, a machine that grinds day-old bread into fine crumbs, which can be used in place of flour. More than 100 bakeries have begun using the machine. The resulting bread is darker than the white French bread that most customers are used to. In addition, bread that is made with the Crumbler's crumbs lasts longer than bread that is made with regular flour.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen.
And I'm Zsolt.
We're going to play the game Guess the Bear, where each of us has 3 words or phrases from your lesson on our cards. With each word or phrase, we're going to have 2 sentences where we're going to say the word bear instead of the word, and you have to guess it, okay?
Ready.
And you have 1 minute to do this, so let's go. All right, this one is a noun. Do you know what the school's earthquake emergency bear plan is?
Exit plan?
My bear to the marriage proposal was yes!
My answer. Plan?
Okay, next. This is a verb, 1 word. We can bear our cost of living by cooking at home. The 3 R's of recycling is bear, reuse, recycle.
Recycle, reuse, renew,
Okay, next one.
my
This is a
goodness.
noun. 1 bear equals to 1,000 kilograms. The disappointment of not getting into NYU hit her like a bear of
pound.
bricks.
Pound of bricks. No, kilogram.
One bear equals to 1,000 kilograms.
Kilogram. 10 kilogram. What?
Okay, to answer your question, 1 ton equals to 1,000 kilograms. The disappointment of not getting into NYU hit her like a ton of bricks. Okay, the first one was, do you know what the school's earthquake emergency response plan is? My response to the mayor's proposal was yes! And the other one was reduce. We can reduce our cost of living by cooking at home. The 3 R's of recycling is reduce, reuse, recycle. You said that it was recycle when I already said recycle.
I know what I said.
Okay, all right, my turn.
Good luck.
I'm definitely gonna do better than you, so.
I'm gonna make more bears in these sentences than you can count. This is a noun.
Okay.
The characters in my novel are a bear of my imagination.
Okay,
Our bears are tested rigorously before we offer them to the public.
inventions,
No.
creations.
No. Moving on.
You didn't give me enough, okay, go.
Noun. Bread is made from bear and water.
Okay,
Bear is the main ingredient used in cakes.
dough, flour.
Flour.
Okay, go.
Phrase.
Okay,
The bear homework I have to do is crazy.
okay.
Jane put a huge bear effort into finishing her painting last night.
Amount, a massive amount, huge amount,
Keep going.
a large amount, vast amount, a lot of,
Oh,
a lot.
no. Other word.
I don't know. What was
The
the?
characters in my novel are a bear of my imagination. Oh, this is a tough ground. We
Okay.
had product.
Okay.
The characters in my novel are a product of my imagination.
Okay.
And the other one, you had it right.
What was
but
it?
2 pieces. The amount of homework I have to do is crazy.
I thought I said that. Amount of. This is hard. I don't like this game.
I don't like this game.
I don't like this game. I do. I love this game.
See you next time!